If nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday, what can be said about Aer Lingus? Because their college football classic in Dublin is this Saturday. Kicks off week 0. We're going to Ireland, mate. This one's major.
Ireland, mate.
We're going to, it's the luck of the Irish. 22nd ranked Iowa State.
Oh my goodness.
And number 17, Kansas State, for a little Farmageddon. That's what they call this rivalry, Farmageddon. It's a big-time Big 12 matchup.
Right now, I just know he's
okay, I would love to hear Shehan's Irish accent in a few seconds.
He didn't offer it.
Listen, the whole world essentially will be watching this game. It is a big-time opportunity for the Big 12. It's the first AP-ranked meeting between these teams since 2002. Iowa State won 4 of their last 5 games against Kansas State. And that is how we get going to continue this segment. Top of the morning to you, mates.
Shehan Jeyarajah. There's no mate.
Man, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, I don't think they do mate in Ireland.
They do not.
I think that's like an Australian thing. I don't know where this is coming from.
Can I try again?
It's coming from Jamaica somewhere. This is what he does all the time.
Can I get one more go?
No.
Let me reset. Okay. Hi. Okay. Shehan Jeyarajah. Top of the morning, lad.
You wanted to say mate so bad.
How are you doing, lad? Before we get into this game, though, Shehan, I'm going to ask you this, because it just feels like from a national landscape situation, the Big 12 might not get all the recognition, all the love as the SEC and the Big 10. This is a game, though, 2 ranked opponents in the Big 12. How important is it for both these teams just to look good and pass the eye test?
It's huge, because when you talk about major national matchups, the Big 12 doesn't get a whole lot of them, right? I mean, there's only a handful that everybody's going to have their eyes on, and this week 0 matchup is one of them. And these are 2 teams that both expect to contend for the Big 12. And I think that this is a critical game for both of them, entering Big 12 contention across the rest of the season as well. So when you have this many eyeballs, when you have who I would argue are the #1 and #2 coaches in the Big 12, 2 of the best programs of the past 5 to 10 years in the conference, they have to show out, and they have to show the quality of football that's being played in that league.
Yeah, you see the way the league's setting up. 3 teams sitting with plus 550 odds to win it all. A competitive situation. Iowa State over there at 13-1 for their odds. So despite being ranked, not getting much love to win the conference overall. When you talk about this game, though, you look at players to watch. The first one that pops out has to be Avery Johnson. He's topping that list because he had 25 passing TDs last season, most in a season in Kansas State history. It all starts with him for the Wildcats, doesn't it?
100%. And when you look at Avery Johnson, he was somebody that when he was recruited to campus, Chris Kleiman told him, you are going to be the face of the program. They let Will Howard walk to Ohio State last year because they had so much faith in Avery Johnson. And yeah, his first season was a little up and down. He dealt with turnovers, he had a couple of fumbles, but I think that you also got a chance to see the upside. Of course, you mentioned, the amount of yards that he threw for. He's also a dynamic rusher, over 700 yards on the ground. And I expect him to take a significant step from year 1 to year 2 as a passer. I think he's gotten a reputation at times of being more of an athlete than a quarterback, but you see these flashes, you see these moments where he drops the ball right in a perfect window, where he connects with the receiver downfield. I expect with a revamped receiving core, he has a chance to be one of the better passing quarterbacks in the Big 12.
Yeah, he was one of 2 players last year in the FBS to have 2,500 passing yards, 500 rushing yards, and 25 passing TDs, him and John Mateer, the only ones to be in that category. Talking about the category of Iowa State, though, they're coming off a program record 11-win season last year, but they're the underdog. That's nothing new to them, though. 4-0 in their last 4 road games when they play as an underdog. What is the recipe for success for them to get a dub this weekend?
Well, they really want to pull you into the muck. I mean, defensively, this program is as good as any in college football. They're really the originators of some of the biggest trends that you see at the national level even make it to programs like Alabama and Clemson. And that's what they hang their hat on. Now, at the same time, I think that they also need to be dynamic on the offensive side of the ball. They lost 2 receivers to the Houston Texans in the 2nd and 3rd round. And that's, I think, going to be the biggest challenge for them, is where do you generate consistent offense? They've got a great quarterback in Rocco Becht, but he's dealing with a whole new stable of weapons. They don't have a consistent running game to this point, but their formula to pulling upsets is very simple. It's pulling teams down, it's making fewer mistakes than them, and it's ultimately winning close games. Matt Campbell has done a really good job of that during his time at Iowa State, and you look at their record-breaking 11-win season last year, that's how they did it.
Those 11 wins couldn't become 12, though, because in that Big 12 championship game, Iowa State got absolutely blown out by Arizona State. Arizona State favored again, likely to be at least in the conversation to win the Big 12. But when you look at these two teams playing on Saturday, who amongst them has the better chance and might be better equipped to take down Arizona State should it get to that level for the Big 12 title game?
Kansas is one of the Kansas State is one of the co-favorites in the conference, I think, for a reason, and it's because they have just a little bit more upside, I think, on both sides of the ball, especially when you look at that offense. Avery Johnson, who we talked about, I think Dylan Edwards is a breakout candidate at running back. They've got multiple receivers who they brought in, including some bigger-bodied guys to just make the game a little bit easier. I think that presents more of a challenge to Arizona State. You saw last year for Iowa State, when they weren't able to connect downfield against Arizona State's really good safeties, they struggled. And I don't know if they have the run game at this point to challenge Arizona State side to side. You can't just go up the middle against this Arizona State team with great players like CJ Fight. You have to be able to attack the edges. I think that Kansas State is better prepared to do that than Iowa State is.
Shehan Jeyarajah, as we get ready for the game in Ireland, I leave you with this. May the road rise to meet you, top of the morning to you, and may your troubles be less and your blessings be more.
Reading off the laptop.
those are Irish sayings.
Thank you, Corey.
I'm getting booed 2 times today. What do I have to do for a round of applause?
You're on a heater, buddy.
Thank you very much, Shehan. It was a pleasure as always. My goodness. College Football Insiders, the brand new podcast we have with all the insiders amongst this landscape who can give you the inside scoop, hence the name, on everything going around college football. Like, subscribe. Go ahead and scan that QR code.